From this podcast, the Trekzone Spotlight will be about more than just the sci-fi shows you know and love. Today's guest is the director and writer of the first Aussie action film to feature a fully fledged CGI character.
For 3 years, one website has aimed high, striving to be the best video podcast online, interviewing 24 sci-fi alumni, Australia's first astronaut, and producing a 3-week road trip focusing on science in Australia.
G'day everyone and welcome to Australia's capital, Canberra.
Celebrating 3 years, this is the Trekzone Spotlight.
Luke Sparke is that writer and director. Luke, thank you so much for your time. How was the Queensland premiere?
Oh, it was great to be, it was shot in Queensland. I'm a Queensland filmmaker, so it was great to bring it back home after the road trip, Adelaide, Melbourne, and back to Brisbane. Very well received.
You've put together an awesome movie. It's very rare to see such quality from an Australian action film. Where did the idea come from?
I started writing in 2007, and again, I just wanted to write an action film in Australia. So I looked back on Australian mythology and what hadn't been done before, and the name of this particular creature kept popping up, and then I delved into the mythology and then made this crazy story that goes left when you think it goes right and up when it should go down, and it's just fun.
Was it a natural progression to include Indigenous Australian mythology in the plot?
Yeah, again, that's right there from day one. This particular creature has a lot of mythology, both from like Western white settlers and the Aboriginal Indigenous culture. So we wove a lot of stories from different versions all into one to create the film you see now. It was very important to me to get that right, to make sure I was respectful. So even all the way up until on set, when I hired the fantastic Greg Fryer to be the Mr. Garvey, we were working together, and he was talking to the tribes and some elders to make sure that we were doing it respectfully. And they were very happy to bring a action film with a lot of mythology to a younger audience, and that's really important.
Luke, can you give us a spoiler-free summary version of the plot?
It's so hard to do a spoiler-free one. For me, I've seen the film a million times. Basically, two brothers, played by Dan Ewan and Tim Pocock, they're estranged, and they have to meet back up on their grandfather's property to discuss what to do with his deceased house. Then a little mystery happens, little mysterious sounds around the place, and then they uncover this really fun Australian legend that is as fun as it is terrifying, and they go on a big adventure together. So it's fun.
Yeah, well, let's check out the trailer.
I was thinking before, do you remember that time when I saved you?
All I saw was you flying down the back steps, jumping on the biggest kid's shoulders and just smashing him in the side of the head.
And then I grabbed that cricket bat and just started smashing everyone.
You always had a lot of fight in you.
Yeah. What was that? So, a couple of days ago, I get a letter from Grandad. Here we go. It's marked about a month before he died.
Dear Tristan and Nick, I hope this letter finds you well. I made sure you get this letter to know my dying wish, that my acres of land are given to the local Aboriginal tribe. Right, so what's your problem?
There's this local developer. Wants to buy the land off me.
You know the land here, it's sacred to us.
This stuff with Tristan, it's done. He's out. Anya.
Been a long time.
Sure has.
Now the party's getting started.
Eric's missing.
What did you do?
The guy's up to something.
We gotta get out of here.
Jesus, quiet.
Yeah, well, it's country. It's supposed to be quiet.
I mean, this is really quiet. It's never this quiet.
Hey,
How would you boys like to be rich? So give you a job.
This is it now. This is you.
to the right!
Why does Richards want the land? So we can what? Capture it, sell tickets?
You expect me to believe this fantasy story that you...
Not fantasy, miss, it's reality.
It's a good one. Girls, you're the bait.
What's the house?
Are you kidding me? I'm not leaving you like this.
Where's the final girl?
I know what I said, Tristan.
Jesus, you're not gonna bite his head off.
Well, that's an absolutely fantastic trailer, Luke, and it leads into it leads perfectly into a great film. How do you feel about the whole process that's come together? As you said, you've been writing this since 2007.
Yeah, look, I guess I couldn't be. It's hard. I couldn't be happier with the way it turned out. It's always, as I said in the Q&A, we're always up against it, Australian filmmakers, especially independent filmmakers like us, because this is totally 100% independently financed. It means I had a lot of freedom, but also means that I have a huge weight on my shoulders that I have to make sure that this film works for my investors and for my my crew and my cast. And it's been selected for the ACTRA Awards this year, so it's always great to see it working.
Now, I believe the one thing that I can say about this CGI character is that it is the first fully fledged CGI character in an Australian film. What exactly does that mean?
Yeah, I mean, look, you've had pigs with razorback, you've had sharks, and you've had crocodiles, but nothing that's actually like 100% like out of an imagination. So 100% like, this is the first time you're going to see this creature in this film. It's exclusively to us, and it's been basically fully rendered in CGI because of who we are. I'm a huge fan of practical effects. I love films like Alien, Predator, Independence Day, but to make this particular creature that we have in the film do what we wanted him to do, it was just impossible with practical effects. So we built some, and then the rest, is completely fully rendered, and it works. It works.
Now, obviously, the Trekzone Spotlight has a worldwide audience, so are you planning any international releases for Red Billabong?
Yep, we've already sold it to Japan and Indonesia and Vietnam, so it's all through the Asian circuit. It's already been sold because we did a screening at Cannes, just gone. In America, we've got about 5 to 6 buyers from distributors, so I'll be going over there in September to showing them the final film and working out the release strategy from there in America and the UK, which is going to be fantastic because I really think that this film is like dripping Australian, the music and the sound effects and just the culture and the landscape, but also I didn't want to make it so Aussie ochreish with the accents because it's not 1970 anymore. We're a multicultural nation, and I wanted the characters to talk like we talk normally down at the pub with my mates. So it's one thing we didn't do, and I think so far the reaction overseas has been that they can understand what we're saying and can go along with the ride as well and see a story that they haven't seen before because it's international, and that's what it's all about.
Having said that, it definitely has that Aussie flavour in it.
Yeah, for sure.
And it is out now in selected cinemas.
Go to our Facebook and see the cinemas closest to you and support a great Aussie movie.
A huge thanks to Maria for organising that chat, and of course to Luke as well for his time during the very busy PR schedule leading into the release of the film. Like, follow and subscribe to Trekzone.org on all of these social medias to keep in the loop. There's plenty of stuff to come to bookend the year, including the 50th anniversary of Star Trek on September 8. It's going to be massive. Until then, I'm Matt Miller. Thanks for watching.